By 2012, world car markets were beginning to recover from some of the problems of their earlier years, but the leading companies still faced major strategic issues. First, from slow growth in North America and Europe, coupled with new opportunities in Asian markets. It was not easy to predict the strategic environment. Second, from the costly strategic investment to develop new, greener cars. As we'll see later, different companies have made different strategic choices. No company could be certain how this would develop. From a strategy perspective, the heavy investment in new plant and design meant that prescriptive strategies were essential. But the uncertainties and opportunities also made emergent, more experimental strategies desirable. To explore these issues, we need to look at 8 major factors. 1. The slowdown in world car markets. Not only did markets decline, but there was already excess production capacity in the market anyway, and we all know what happens when production exceeds demand. 2. Strategic difficulties from the world's leading companies. Economies of scale are important in this industry, so when there is a massive market downturn, companies are in major trouble. In fact, governments had to step in and help companies by restructuring and price subsidies. 3. Growing markets in some developing countries from 2010 onwards. Car ownership is much lower in some countries like China and India, so there were still major strategic opportunities here. 4. Car markets were still likely to be in a difficult position in 2012 and beyond. The end of government price subsidies, the rise in oil prices, and the general economic uncertainty all put pressure on the car companies. 5. Issues in production, labour costs, and economies of scale. Car companies were involved in major new investments, negotiations with unions on legacy issues, and coping with suppliers. All major factors in resource strategy. 6. Customer and quality issues. Developing new models, car branding, after-sales service, and new technologies remained major strategic challenges for the companies. 7. Green strategy in the car industry. There was no doubt that government legislation, early mover strategies by some companies, and the heavy research and development expenditure needed for new designs were all major strategic questions that impacted on every car company. In particular, the car industry was unable to agree on whether the petrol engine was dead. There were arguments for and against this issue, as Case 4 explains. 8. The need for cooperation strategies. Investment levels were high, markets were uncertain, technology was unproven. Alliances and joint ventures were possible strategic responses to these difficulties.